Buckle up today, guys, because we're reviewing an absolute band of hooligans. I mean, just look at these guys. Look at their edgy, exotic paint jobs. They gotta be doppelgangers. I mean, this can't be Lightning McQueen in pink with blue flames. This is not Dorado in a red paint job with orange flames. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to get into this review. These are some of the just craziest customs I've probably ever reviewed on the channel. And yeah, they're certainly eye-popping. I wanted to make sure you guys saw in the thumbnail this lime green Nigel Gearsley and the pink Lightning McQueen because, oh my god, the colors are just fantastic. But of course, before we get into it, Merry Christmas Eve. This is day 12 of the 12 days of Christmas. This has really flown by, you know. It's just a wild time. I'm graduated from college right now. I'm just chilling, you know. I'm just making videos right now. Not technically unemployed because I make videos and all that stuff. But yeah, it's just crazy to think that I've done this for 9 seasons now. And I can't wait to do, you know, the 10th one. But there is one 10th type thing coming up, and that is the 10th anniversary of the channel. And so I intend to do a little video celebrating that, you know, when the day comes, which is going to be the 28th of December. And I think that is Wednesday of next week. All right, so the suggesters for today are Trunk Fresh Green 34. Thank you very much. And F&F _ Matt. Awesome stuff, guys. I hope you enjoy this review. And of course, let me know what you're doing, what you're up to for Christmas Eve. You know, if you're watching this a couple days later, I totally get it because obviously you're doing stuff with family for the holidays. Or, you know, if you're not a Christmas guy, happy Hanukkah, whatever it may be, happy holidays and just have a good day, you know, no matter what day it is, no matter if it's Christmas or if it's just another day, have a good day. All right, we're going to start with who I deem to be my least favorite because that's just, you know, how we roll on the channel here. Obviously, we work our way from least to best, although for you, it might not be, you might not see it the same way. But this is my least favorite here. I just am not a huge fan of the colors on this one. Of course, being a custom of World Grand Prix Lightning McQueen, let me pull up my World Grand Prix Lightning McQueen, or as they just call him, Lightning McQueen with racing wheels, which in my opinion is a pretty bad name. Now, I should probably explain, like, what the hell are these customs, right? Like, where did these come from? Why did I buy them? Because those are all very valid questions. And they are convention exclusive customs. So as you can see here, they put the logo of the convention on here. As you can see, this one, or at least the logo of whoever made them, advertising like their booth at the convention. So this is diecastspace.com, Magical Weekend of Cars 2. And then below it, it says Anaheim, California, August 1 the 5th, 2012 or something like that. So yeah, the convention must have taken place during that time in Anaheim, California. And I cannot discern like what convention this actually was, because I do think, you know, the person who made this is just representing diecastspace.com. So I guess you get a free shout out in today's video, whoever you are. But yeah, so I tend to stay away from these convention customs. There are a lot of them out there. They really have no, like, they're not factory customs. They are handmade customs, but I think sometimes there are some more of them, you know, more of just one of them exists. Like when I review, I don't know, when I'm going to review some of the more unique customs on my channel, there's probably only like one in existence, but there might be a few more of them out there. And I mean, I've seen crazier stuff than even what we're looking at here, like Snot Rod in green and Ramon in black, all that wild stuff. And I just don't really care for it because they put the obnoxious logos on the cars. Like if the logos weren't there, I think it'd be pretty cool because, you know, then it would just kind of be like another Jim Scavenger type Lightning McQueen repaint, you know, how he does it in pink or blue or whatever it may be. But these have some obnoxious logos on them that I'm not a big fan of. Mater does not, however, so I am a big fan of Mater, who we'll get to in a little bit. Another reason why I stay away from these is just because it's kind of like a whole rabbit hole. You could just keep going and like keep buying these convention customs. But the reason I did end up with these is because the seller had them on Mercari, like the whole shebang, individually listed, and I knew I wanted Mater because, of course, he didn't have a logo. So I was like, all right, I'll get Mater, and because the other ones are pretty cool, like, I like Nigel a lot, and I was thinking maybe I could remove the decals with some nail polish remover. I ultimately decided that would be stupid because who knows what could happen with the paint. Who knows like what paint they used. And I also kind of wanted Dustin Mellows over here because it's like a black delivery van. It just looks so awesome. And then I asked the seller after I bought them to combine shipping, but because Mercari has some really stupid rules about refunding and doing partial refunds and all that, she couldn't. So basically she was like, how about I sell you like the rest of them and like for a really, really good price? And I was like, well, okay, that is a pretty good price. And so here we are. I think I showed them off in the Giga Haul and now they are back. I think I even teased in that Giga Haul that I'd review them in the 12 Days of Christmas. But of course, this is a Lightning McQueen in a very like goldish bronze paint job with not necessarily flames, but more so some like yellow smoke in the front here. They do kind of look like flames, but it's almost like ghouly, ghostly, like spirits, fog. Like those are the keywords that I think when I see this decal here on Lightning McQueen. I want Express, yes, that is the combination of express and stress because I just couldn't decide which one I wanted to use there. But yeah, I want to express how great the quality of the paint is on these customs. I mean, they are incredibly glossy. The paint is perfect. Now, that's not to say that they like don't have imperfections. As you can see on this blue one, there's a little bit of a blue blemish there on the eyelids, but the quality of the paint is just gorgeous. I mean, it is so smooth, better than a lot of customs that I do deal with, honestly. I mean, I'm not going to say names, and everybody does do a really wonderful job, but I mean, this quality paint is just next level here. But again, some other things I don't really care for about it is how some of them look a little incongruous. I mean, Lightning McQueen here, he's got the red eyelids still, he's got the red bars on his windows, so it doesn't really match with the gold yellow aesthetic that he's got going on here. Same kind of thing with the wheels, which he just left the same. So he left all the like plastic parts pretty much the same, but it is kind of mind-boggling to me that he didn't paint the eyes because that is part of the main metal body. It looks like he probably just like avoided touching that at all. Probably just put like blue painter's tape on it and then painted around it. And then yeah, no other decals on McQueen here. You can see how the gas cap is really profound there, defined. So that looks pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I like this one. It's really nicely done, but it's just not one of my favorites because I don't think the paint looks super like good to go. I mean, the paint looks fantastic, but just like the gold and the red don't match. Same kind of thing here with this blue one, although I do think that it looks a little bit like more natural, I guess you could say. And you can see here it's got the same exact logo, which again, that's nicely applied. It's not like that's a sticker that's going to peel off. It's really nicely applied. I mean, just look how the light reflects off of it. So incredible. One thing about this one I noticed is that the spoilers, which are plastic, which he or she did paint, this one, like when they went to reapply it, it looks like the plastic got like stressed or bent or something right there, and it created that white spot. So that could easily be painted over, but I wanted to point that out. So this guy has got like white smoke, which looks pretty cool, and a slightly different pattern than on the other one. I wanted to point that out. But yeah, both look really cool. Gas cap on this one isn't as well defined. Look, the base on this one's really chewed up. So they did put rivets back into it. I think they made this hole right here, which is looking really gross and nasty. Ugh, what is that residue around there? But they wanted to put them in like display cases. Actually, yeah, these all came from display cases, so they all have the little screw holes in the center there. Yeah, now I'm remembering when I opened these up a couple months ago that I had to unscrew all of them, and I ended up with like 7 display cases. But yeah, it looks like the rivet here made a little bit of a mess. This one was much cleaner. 2931 EAA. This one 2601 EAA, or is that 28? The residue is covering it. But yeah, so these are all from 2011, way back in the day. These are some of your first World Grand Prix McQueens, I guess. Mine here that we're comparing to is from 2013. That's pretty cool, actually. That's kind of mind-boggling because these are all then unibodies, and these are some of the first unibodies that they came out with for McQueen as well. All right, now we're going to jump to this pink Lightning McQueen here, who I really do like, but I just want to do all the McQueens in a row here. I mean, this color is just fantastic. It pops, it catches your eye. No matter how hard you try to look at something else, you want to gaze at this pink Lightning McQueen here. Again, you do have the red eyelids, which isn't great, but because it's red and pink, it blends together a little bit more. I do like the blue flame pattern that they used here. Again, it's kind of more of a pinstriping, I don't know, dragon type design almost. Something that you'd see in Ramon's House of Body Art. And I really do like it. It looks good. But the main thing about this is just how fantastic the pink is. And the way he was able to make it just look perfect from the spoiler to the metal body. Because it's tough painting plastic. And it just looks like pure porcelain. Oh my gosh, I can't get enough of this. That is really what makes these so nice. If only that stupid logo wasn't blocking the view right there. But maybe you can rationalize in your head that it's Lightning McQueen racing for a different sponsor than Rust-eze or whatever, and he's racing for diecastspace.com. Isn't that pretty meta? If Lightning McQueen, like in the Cars universe, were to race for like a company that produced diecast cars, that would be wild. All right, let's move on to Dorado. How about you? This is another one that it's just weird, like such an odd choice. It's like, all right, guys, we need to make some customs to sell at the convention this weekend or whatever. You know, just grab some at the store, whatever you can find. But try and make them, like, pretty good. Get some McQueens and some popular characters. And then you come back with, like, Dorado. And they're like, what the? I thought we told you to get, like Maters and McQueens and, like, maybe a Finnick missile. How about that? But nope. Yeah, this is an odd choice for sure because you had the paint around the glasses, which I guess, you know, it's a plastic piece. It would come out and all that. But I don't know, it just seemed like an odd choice to me. But they did a great job with it. I mean, everything is painted super nicely, although they did not follow the same rules that they did on those other ones because they did paint some of the plastic pieces here. They painted the windows, which I don't mind. I mean, they did a good job doing it, so I don't really care. And they also painted the hood ornament here, which is a plastic piece that sprouts up. And even the front bumper there, the bottom half of it, which is plastic. So yeah, they went crazy bananas on this one. But it still looks pretty cool. And I just think it's nice to see like Dorado in kind of a different light. I think this would be so awesome if he didn't have the logo again. Because then you could almost consider it like a video game paint job of Dorado or something like that. But yeah. This one looks like the base is a little loose. I'm feeling the axles drop into my hand a little bit. But yeah, this one, obviously the 2011 release. He was one of the last to be released in 2011. Wow, they were even able to get into that crevice there and paint the taillights and the license plate over. Wow. Not bad at all. I just feel like it's startling to all of us to see Dorado in such a different light. Oh, but we already did see Dorado in such a different light when they released him from Thailand this past year. Ugh, right? Isn't this guy so gross? I mean, some people have really defended this Mel, actually. And it's not horrible. Like, maybe I was a bit hard on it, but you just got to turn the brightness down a little bit. You turn the brightness down, you bring the eyes a little bit closer together, and I think you have yourself a pretty solid Thailand variant, actually. Because you don't have to worry about any decals, so you don't have to think about making, you know, them clear or grainy or anything. But it's also interesting here, this back portion, they made this seem like they painted over this as if it was metal, but it's always been like a separate plastic piece. The canopy back there, huh? But wow, they made it look so seamless. Whoever did these customs is really talented. Would love for them to get back into the business and make me some legit customs. All right, let's go to this king. So the seller like toted this one as like a pre-production sample, which I found just pretty stupid. I know I've said that word 3 times. I don't like saying that word, but it truly was. Like, I never like said anything to the seller. Like, I never gave them any pushback, but they were like, yeah. This one's like a pre-production sample. This one's like really special. Like, it comes in a special case. It's got the business card in there. I'm like, yeah, no, it's just another custom. I don't know what makes it, on Earth, a pre-production sample custom, and what does that even mean? Because again, it's just a custom, right? It's like there are like some prototypes of Rust-eze on eBay, but they are just like factory custom prototypes almost, or even just literally factory customs that came out wrong, like their eyes are messed up or something. So it's not a prototype, it's just like a factory custom, right? Because there's no other way to spin that. I feel like you could only define something as a pre-production sample if it came from the legit, company like Mattel, Tomica, whatever it may be. That being said, this is still a nicely done custom. It has a lot more obnoxious logos on it, though, that we'll have to investigate here. But the silver finish is pretty good, although the paint isn't quite as pure as we've seen before. You can see, there's some paint bumbles here and there, but they did a nice job. They even painted the spoiler. Again, that's pretty tough. Looking at the hood here, you have 2009 Hotlanta Collector's Experience, June 11th to 14th. So I would assume this is some sort of cars convention in Atlanta, Georgia that took place on those dates back in 2009. I like the flames here. Again, this would be such a cool custom if it didn't have that logo on it, because I mean, these flames are really nicely done. Look at how they were able to apply them around the wheels like this. But I think this one was done by somebody else just because it was a different convention than the other ones. I mean, the other ones were like 2012. This is 2009. And the paint's a little bit different, but still really nice. It's like a metallic 43 there, which looks super cool. Back here, you can see another couple logos, www.alexstoychest.com, and then they have the logo for it. I feel like I remember seeing that back in the day. I don't think it exists anymore, though. I absolutely adore the red 43 here on the roof. That just looks so cool. Oh my gosh. If only it didn't have all this other stuff on it. Ah, man, a red 43. Just think about that. It gives me like Rust-eze the King vibes, which is a custom that I would like. Oh, so it is done by the same people. diecastspace.com. Yep, the final logo. So maybe they just innovated and evolved over time. Like in 2009, they used this paint, but then they got better with it when they went to the 2012 convention. Tell them I'll rationalize it in my head. That actually makes a lot of sense now that I think about it, because this guy here also has that 2009 logo. So it looks like the same person made all these customs, but 2 of them were for the 2009 convention. The rest of them being for the later 2012 one, if I was reading that date right. It was either 11 or 12. And yeah, it makes sense because Dustin Mellows was available in 2009, not 2011 or 12. So yeah, it's like whoever, you just go out to the store and, buy whatever and then customize it. That makes sense to me now. All good in the hood. So this one's really cool. This is one where they did paint the eyelids. And so they did that with the King as well, actually. So it's kind of interesting. Again, I was talking about this earlier, whereas on the newer ones, they didn't touch it at all. They were like, I ain't messing with those eyelids. Just going to put like my blue painter's tape on it and paint over it, right? Or paint around it. But clearly they didn't have that same mentality several years before that. And they gave it a good old honest shot. And I think it came out pretty good. It looks better on the King because it looks like they had to repaint the eyes here. As you can see, the eyes do not look identical, and they just look a little bit more handcrafted. Still look pretty good, though. And I think it's better to go this route than having, something look like this, where it's clashing of the colors. They did, however, paint over the grille and the lights and the hood ornaments and all that, but that's okay. It's reasonable. Now, the only part on Dustin Mellows here that is metal is the front cab, and then this entire trailer back here is plastic, so it's impressive they were able to do such a great job with it. with the decals here, and just painting the roof here in this like metallic black. I mean, look at that. You could see it glisten. It's got that same logo we were just looking at. Yep, Atlanta, Georgia, diecast, space. Okay, so I couldn't read those words and whatnot on the King, but they're larger here, so I was able to read them better. I really do like, it's a good logo. It's just a lot, there's a lot going on here. And then you have the yellow flames behind it with some green trim, looking pretty good. Diecastspace.com, Alex's toy chest. See, even back in the day, people were giving out sponsorships and whatnot. So they put this one back together with screws, which is more common. I feel like I see that more often than rivets. I mean, if I were to make a custom, I certainly don't have rivets like this. 3028, so that guy was made on the 302nd day of 2008. So yeah, there's Dustin Mellows, or his evil twin brother in black. And that leaves Nigel Gearsley here in a lime green. Super eye-popping as well. One thing that I'm not a huge fan of is that, again, the eyelids are the dark green. So again, kind of a clash of worlds there, a collision of colors. But I feel like the rest of him really makes up for it. He's got green flames with red trim. They painted over the mouth plate right there. Diecast space, magical weekend at Cars 2, of course. Yeah, they were able to paint around these engravings in the model very well. And, of course, the bumper plate. Now, I think the Nigel I have here is a unibody, but they used to have a bumper plate right here. As you can see. They painted the windows over. Oh, they even got the decals of the flames on the window there. That's pretty high tech. Did the spoiler really nicely. Wow. Yeah, this is just my favorite, or one of my favorites, because of how well it pops. 2571, 257th day of 2011 at the EA factory. Like, these will pop in your collection. Conversational piece of, like, whoa, what's that? Pink Lightning McQueen? Well, I am Nigel Gearsley. Where did that come from? It really gets people all up in arms. Like, in some of my collection videos, people will message me after they've seen something that just blows their mind and that they've never seen before. I'm like, what is this? Please tell me now. And they just can't sleep until they know where it came from. I totally understand that. Like, when I see a car, and it doesn't happen often, when I see a car I've never seen before, I need to know, like, pronto where that came from. All right, so that leaves my favorite from the batch, Mater here. Obviously my favorite because he doesn't have any obnoxious logos. And honestly, I do not know why he doesn't have any obnoxious logos. Maybe somebody else made it. Maybe it's not for the convention. I don't know. Although I would venture to guess that it is. And they just decided, all right, this one, we'll just make it generic. We'll have something out there to sell that doesn't bring it back to us. And maybe make this one more expensive. I don't know. But yeah, it's a Race Team Mater repaint here. Done super nicely. They were able to paint into the engine crevices there. And although the top of the engine here isn't super well done, like you could see below it and all that, it's still nice to see it in silver. And honestly, the fact that it's wearing down a little bit is very characteristic of Mater. But yeah, I just love the color combo here. To see Mater in like this burgundy pink along with like this blue smoky bottom. Oh my god. And they made sure to black out his wheels. Oh my goodness. I'm getting too excited over this. Yeah, see, a lot of people just leave the wheels as is, but they were smart because they knew that that would detract from the main overall look. They blacked them out. I feel like you just have to give it up to this customizer for being able to paint so meticulously, so precisely on the towing cables here. I mean, this is all plastic here. Everything from here on back is plastic, and they just masterfully did that. Even the sirens up there. Oh my god, all the ropes. You don't see really any part that isn't painted over in this burgundy color. Truly incredible. Like, how do you even get your brush in there? I mean, I know some of this stuff comes apart, but still, though, truly one of the most impressive customs I have seen in my time. And again, just makes me wish that this person was still like an active member in the community so you could commission them for more stuff. 160 or 116th day of 2011 was when this Mater was born. Wow. That's all, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comment section below which one is your favorite. My top 3 are these. Then Dustin over here, he would be my number 4. And then after that, I would probably go Mel, then King, and then Blue McQueen, and then Bronze McQueen. Although toward the bottom there, those are all very close, but these just set themselves apart from the rest of them. But you guys let me know in the comments below what you think. Have a great Christmas, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for the finale of Season 9 of the 12 Days of Christmas. Bye now.